Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Rains. I'm a longtime friend of Zach's. Just want to give you a little, story time about his passing when he had gotten into his accident and everything like that, and basically how everyone's daily routine changed. I remember getting the call. It was about 4 or 5 in the morning from Miss Hornback, and I was going to take a class at Seneca that day, so I was getting up to go do that, and she was like, "Well, I don't know how serious it is, but we'll keep you updated." And I was like, "Okay." So I get to school, and my phone's obviously turned off. And get out about noon, and I turn my phone on. I have about 100 plus text messages. And it's all like, "Get down to the hospital now. Zach's in surgery. Everything's bad. Just come down here right now." So I turned my car around, went right down to the hospital, and I walk in. 100 plus, all of his peers, all the kids from school were all in there, and everyone was crying. Everyone was very upset. I still had no idea what the entire thing was. I didn't know how bad Zach was hurt, or even where he was, if he was alive. So we were there all day, probably for, as I found out earlier, it was not 6 to 9 months. It was only 3 months from the beginning of his accident to when he got out of Fraser Rehab, which is insane. That's why they all call it the miracle. But it took our lives into a different routine every single day. We'd go from school and we'd all pack into caravans, go down to see Zach, and then afterward we'd all go hang out together at Jillian's, which is the new Diamonds now. It became our new life. And it was fun to watch him just actually come back to the person that he was, even maybe with a little bit different of personality, but probably for the better as well. So I was one of the first friends to actually go in there and see him after he got out of surgery. He wasn't talking. He was tubed up. He didn't look alive really. His head looked like the size of a watermelon, but it was blue and purple. His eyes were swollen shut. And I remember Mr. Hornback looking at me and being like, just talk to him. And as soon as you walk in and see that, you don't have any words. There's nothing you can say. You don't even know what to say. So we basically just sat there in silence and pretty much cried. And Jeremy was there, Trey was there, Rob was there, Brittany, Tiffany. A lot of his really close friends we all grew up with. I mean, I knew him since 6th grade and from church even. So, going on 18 years now, I guess. But yeah, we transformed the entire 3 months there, from Zach not being able to even talk or open his eyes, to going down with Zach's little helmet onto the McDonald's over in Fraser Rehab, taking him down there in his wheelchair, watching him walk, get up, and actually trying to say what he wanted to eat. And it was just really incredible to watch that happen, especially being one of your best friends who pretty much 1 out of a million would have died, or would have survived. Everybody else would have just not made it. And the magnitude of that with all of his friends, I know it changed everyone's life. It changed everyone's entire outlook on their schooling, their friends, the partying, the sneaking out. And I don't know, it's really fun that I still get to hang out with my best friend, and we've gained a lot more friends along the way. And Tyler's always with us now too. He's been awesome with Zach as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much my story. And if you haven't heard the whole story, you need to buy the book. It'll understand everything for you. It's a beautiful story.